Hey everyone, Jason here at BombBomb. Thanks for joining us on the BombCast. Hopefully you had an incredible 4th of July week. We weren't live last week, but we are back with an incredible 2 guests today. We have David Blackston and Sierra on with us talking about how they're using video in their business. So before I go any further on, David and Sierra, why don't you guys introduce yourselves?
Hey, I'm David Blackston. This is Sierra Burkett. David Blackston, I am a financial planner in the Villages, Florida. Sierra is our marketing and a communications coordinator here. And we are excited to be here with you guys on BombBomb.
Yeah, and so today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be diving into how David and Sierra have really begun to apply video to their business. So whether you're in financial services or not, you're going to get some incredible tactics and strategies that are going to be applicable to you. So David, right off the bat, tell me a little bit about your journey of really understanding the value of video. What was that first thing that said, I need to start doing this in my business?
You know, I was actually at a training conference out with Advisors Excel, and I can't remember if I was in Topeka, Kansas, or at one of their other events. And some way or another, BombBomb came up, just mentioned, and, you know, just kind of was briefly touched about. And I actually got on and did some research on it and actually started looking at it because we're always looking at our office and ways to become more creative, ways that we can stand out in front of the pack to do the stuff that's different that most financial advisors don't do. So when we got started with BombBomb, I'm thinking, my gosh, this is easy. I mean, this is like walking down the street. How hard can this be? And I mean, you know, look at here. I mean, you can put lipstick on this pig and I look good on your BombBombs. I love it. So this has been awesome for us. I mean, I could tell you story after story on how we've been able to utilize BombBomb. And here's the thing, Jason, let me get across a good point here for all those financial advisors that might be listening in out there. One of the issues comes up all the time is how do you get around compliance? Well, let me tell you something. We don't ever get around compliance. We work with compliance. We obviously want everything to be right, but we never do a BombBomb that is specific to anything related to products. We use BombBomb as a relationship builder, not as a selling tool. A little bit different from the realtors. I've got some realtors that are a friend of mine that are on BombBomb. And JR uses BombBomb all the time, and man, he's showing his homes and doing all this. We don't do that. But is it okay? Can I kind of go through some processes that we do?
So that was going to actually be my next question, is saying, you know, I think one of the things that we hear so often from our audience is, you know, what videos are working? What videos should I be doing in my business? So what are some of those kind of relationship focused types of videos and process that you are sending out?
Not a problem. You know, in our industry, as in any sales industry, you want to have as many touches as you can with your potential clients before they come in for a visit, after they come in for a visit, and after they become actually a client. So we utilize BombBomb in kind of a twofold approach. Number one, when people call the office or if Sierra's on the phone with them setting those upcoming visits. And by the way, folks, if you're a financial advisor out there today and you're listening in, quit setting appointments. You do that at the doctor's office. We have visits. It's a whole different concept for people. They're coming for a visit. So basically what happens once Sierra actually sets that upcoming visit, she will notify me of that, and I will send out a welcome BombBomb to those people. And basically what I'll say, hey, Jason, man, we're so excited about having you come in tomorrow for our visit. We look forward to that. Make sure you bring with you these certain things. It goes out to these people. So they get that first. Second time they get that BombBomb is within 15 minutes of that first visit. As soon as our advisors finish up with a visit with someone, they're sending them a BombBomb to say, Jason, thanks so much for coming in this morning. We enjoyed our time together. At our next visit, here's a couple of items we're going to be talking about. In case you've got any questions before our next visit, feel free to give us a call. So we've utilized that a lot. Let me tell you an interesting story. I know you're going somewhere, but hang on one second. Hold on one second here. Let me tell you an interesting story that if this doesn't get financial advisors wanting to use BombBomb, they just need to click off right now, because I'm going to tell you something that'll knock their socks off. This happened to us about 6 months ago. A gentleman and his wife had come in for a visit with us on a Thursday. I sent them a BombBomb saying how much I appreciated them coming in, couldn't wait to have our next visit. On Friday night, I'm at home, I got on my computer, and I noticed that this gentleman had opened up that BombBomb 10 times within 30 minutes. And I'm thinking, what is this guy doing? So he's in the office next week, and I said, before we get started back, I'm curious about something. You got my BombBomb. Oh, I love that video. That was great. I said, you opened it up 10 times. What was going on? He said, oh, I was having a dinner party at my house that night, and I was showing all those people what my new advisor, how he communicates. Hey, that is awesome.
That is a way to be getting referrals. That is a way to getting your face out there. And I'm curious, how have you seen preceding a visit with a video increasing show rates or increasing some of that elements of warmth where people maybe feel like they already know you before ever walking into that visit?
Oh, I'm telling you, it's just 100% difference, because what's happening now is people are showing up in the office and they've already seen us in person at one of our educational events. They've seen us somewhere else at one of the functions that we do, but they've also seen this BombBomb that's welcoming them into that visit. And whether or not they come in to see me or they come in to see one of the other two advisors, if I'm the one that's done that BombBomb, if I'm in the lobby and they have to see me, I'm going up and shaking hands, and they'll always say, hey, yeah, I saw you on that video. I like that. So it gets that, oh, I'm going into this office, I don't know who I'm going to see. It takes that away, and it really makes these people feel special.
Love it. Okay, so tell me a little bit about your process of how you continue to communicate with your clients. So this is kind of that visit, the follow-up to the visit. What comes next in your process of the types of videos that you're sending out?
Okay. A lot of times, because in our financial service industry, we have people that are in the market, we have people that are not in the market. So we've got two different ways that we reach out and touch people. Third way we also reach out and touch people is we use BombBomb to make people aware of upcoming events. For example, we will do a BombCast to all of our client base of over 750, or is that more than that?
Yes, more than that.
More than that. Maybe 1,000 different households where we're announcing an upcoming event. For example, we might be taking ladies on a shopping trip. We might be going to an event somewhere in Orlando. We might be announcing our upcoming golf outings, things like this. It's broadcast out. And let me tell you what this has done for us. This has saved us tons of time, because it takes me literally 5 minutes to do a BombBomb video. I then turn it over to Ziera, and she'll talk about this later on, how she makes it pretty, the different things that she can add to the BombBomb to really make it look very professional. So that's one of the ways we use it. Another way we stay in touch with our clients, back on January 26th of this year, when the stock market started doing its downward trend, we were really concerned on how do we get in front of our clients to make them aware that we're staying in touch with them on what's going on. Well, my oldest son, Drew Blackston, who actually is one of the registered financial advisors here in our office, Drew now is doing a weekly BombBomb cast that's going out to every one of our clients to basically update them on what the market's been doing. Not selling products, not talking about stocks, mutual funds, just talking about the economy in general. Now, what that did for us, and we had less than 50 phone calls on people worried about the market. If we had not done that, we'd have been bombarded, because if you watch what was going on TV, you'd have thought the world was coming to an end. But this is a way every single week we stay in touch with these people, which is great.
So the education piece is huge. It's a great way, and you're never lacking content, because all you got to do is look at what's going on in the market, and you can speak to that, which I think is an important thing for everybody that's watching. As a great tip is, a lot of times you can get hung up on saying, well, I don't know what I should be saying, or I don't know what I should be educating on. Well, find something that's dynamic enough, that's educational to your audience. And sometimes it doesn't even have to be in your wheelhouse. If it fits into the wheelhouse, like the market, that's great. But I know a lot of people, especially real estate agents, talking about the market is a great thing. But if there's not something specific go find something, make yourself an expert around that, and then begin to educate your audience, and they're going to continue to see you and then associate you to the other elements of your business. Now, Zira, I want to ask you, what are some of the things that you're doing to help with these videos, to help drive engagement and make sure that people are actually kind of watching the videos?
Sure. So on a bare minimum scale, one of the first things that we did was invest in a really good camera that we're using, as well as microphone for audio and things like that. Even if you're not willing to put in the time on editing videos and things like that, just improving your hardware that surrounds BombBomb is a super, super good idea. On the back end, as far as trying to reach out to in a more personal way to our clients and make them feel just a little bit more special, I always like to take things for like first appointments, or if we have maybe somebody like a client who's not well or a death in the family, David will record a BombBomb to that client. I'll take it, I'll throw it into my editing software and just kind of personalize it a little bit. Whether that be for a first appointment saying, here's what we need you to bring. Here's, this is David, his introduction, and here's your appointment times. Even stuff, on that scale it's small, but it's little changes like that that kind of make it more about the client than it is about us and trying to get you in to see you. So.
And I will say this, Jason, one of the things that's done, we're not able to do this on all the BombBombs that we do out, because some of the BombBombs I want them out like immediately. But like on the one that Drew does on a weekly basis, Drew will record his BombBomb like on a Thursday. He gets it to Zira. Zira goes in there, and for the lack of a better word, because I know you do technical stuff that I don't understand, but she'll do bullet points that'll come across the BombBomb screen that'll highlight stuff that he just said to make it look more professional. Now, not everybody has in their office a Zira, but they're out there, and if you're not using that, it really makes it look even more professional. Jason, let me add one more thing too, because as I look and as I'm looking at your camera right now, and I'm looking at your office, one of the things that is so critical when you do a BombBomb too is what's behind you. You want your office to not look like a rat hole. You want it to look warm and friendly. And if you're a financial planner, what do people like to see behind you? Not pictures of the market, not the bull and the bear. They want to see your kids. Have your pictures back there. Do it in a setting so that they can see that. Or if you're not in that way, at least make what behind you looks professional. Too many people today make mistakes, and I talk about this to advisors all over the country. They never shop their own office. You need to shop the way you look on this BombBomb. And let me compliment you guys at BombBomb. You've put together a program that we can actually look good in, because all we got to do is we do it, we look at it and see how we look. We don't like it, we do it again.
Right. Michael just asked a question on Facebook. He's curious about when you're sending out your BombBomb messaging, are you putting in text every time into the emails itself? And how do you kind of blend video and text in the emails that are going out, or is it just a video?
No, that's a great question. And the answer to that is the only time we're doing text stuff like that is maybe on our weekly one where we have time to get that implemented. You think about this, Michael, if I'm doing a BombBomb video to follow up after an appointment I've had with a client, I've been with them 45 minutes, my next appointment's sitting in the lobby. I take 5 minutes, I go in and do a real quick BombBomb video, boom, send it out. 9 times out of 10, that BombBomb video is at their home before they get back home. So we don't have time at that point to put the text in. That would take a lot of time. If we only use the text of things that Zira is talking about on those special videos that we have time to put that in.
So, but let me clarify. So not necessarily text inside of the videos, but in the email. So, when you have your video and you're sending the email out, do you add in any text beneath the video that reinforces what you're saying, or you do just send the video itself?
No, actually, I'm going to talk about what I do, and I'm going to let Zira speak on what she does with Drew. When I send out the BombBomb video, it's going out. If you've not seen BombBomb, it goes out in an email. And the thing on the subject line, I always put on there, it says video for or video from. I take the from out, and I'll put video for, and I use the client's names, Joe and Sally. That way they open it up and read it. Zira, I don't know if Drew does any in the bottom of the BombBomb, if he ever puts that in there.
Something that we've just found that's been easiest for this exact thing is keeping a template. All of our things are consistent. So instead of, kind of take the personality and put it into the video. You don't necessarily need that in the body text. It's totally personal preference, but something that's been working for us is just really putting a majority of the content in that video, and using the subject line or a headline to really grab them and have them watch that.
And
Yeah.
let me ask this too, or let me say this too, and I'm probably going to get shot when I say this because I know I'm going to get kicked because she's the one that's going to get it. If you've got people out there listening to this broadcast and they would like to see some of these templates that we're doing, I have no problem if they want to call our office. I'll go on and give you that toll-free number, ask for Sierra, or we can send her an email, either way, however you want to do it. But that toll-free number is 888-319-5656. I don't have a problem sharing our stuff. That's why I don't mind being on here to share, to get this word out on how great BombBomb is.
That's awesome. Thank you. And we'll try to get that in the comments section so people can come back to that. One of the things I'm curious about is, well, briefly, I just want to go back to Michael's question a little bit. Michael, the one thing I would add to both what David and Sierra said is that when you add a large text beneath your videos inside of the email, typically people will default to skimming through the text instead of watching your video. And so we've actually seen, you were talking about asking about open rates as well, that what ends up happening is the engagement rate could go down because people will skim versus actually engaging with your video. Now, there's the other side of that to say, well, at least they skimmed and got the information and they didn't watch the video. What they don't have time to watch the video, what that really shows is intent. And so I think it's a lot about the types of messaging that you're sending out into the world that, when David's doing these really personalized messages, the people are going to stop and watch that video. And there's no real reason to add additional text to that. But when you send out market updates or educational items, it's probably smart to add a little bit of text beneath that video so that the person that is standing in the grocery line and maybe can't watch that video is getting enough information so that they're going to come back and watch the video. The best thing that you can do across the board is to make sure that the content in your video is so quality so that every time they get an email from you, they're going to want to watch it. So just make sure that that first video you send out has the right information to the right audience. You're going to capture them, and that's teeing them up for engagement for future messages. And that's a key piece on that side of things. And Michael just said in his experience, that's the same thing. Less text is getting more opens and more engagement. Bob is asking a good question around open rates and how do you guys get higher open rates? And maybe this is for Sierra. Do you track engagement? Are you looking at open rates on your messaging?
Mostly for market updates, just because I was kind of experimenting in the beginning whenever I was doing a lot more like heavy editing for them, and figuring out what we were going to put in the body text and just the design in general for the email layout. I was kind of playing with stuff, and I think once you find that little bit that works, definitely stick with it. But for us, it's just mainly been a higher open rate on less jargon and text about the market and more about Drew sitting down and explaining it. And just like you said previously, the biggest thing is getting them to click on that video every time. You have content that people want to watch and they're going to click it every time. I think actually on the 4th of July week, we were open the following day, not on the 4th, but that following, I think it was a Thursday. Mm-hmm. I got at least 3 or 4 calls from people asking why what's going on with the market. They're freaking out. They have no idea. They didn't get anything from Drew. So it's almost, if you can create this rapport with people that they start to expect that sort of that good content that people want to see is ultimately where I saw the highest rate and where I am monitoring the most clicks and opens. And
I would say this too, Jason. Here's the thing. I think on the BombBombs that I send out, the ones that I do, I would venture to say I'm looking at 80-85% people opening these up. It's rare I get, and not just open it up once, open it up 2, 3, 4 times. But can I share another key, I think, because I'm big on this.
You please.
One of the things that will help out so much, and you guys, my gosh, you guys, I owe you. But you all, when you started allowing us to do animation, so it's animated. So here's the thing, folks, when you start doing your BombBomb video, Smile. Good gosh. We first, and I can tell this on one of our advisors. I don't mind sharing this with him because he's probably not listening to this, but God love him. He knew nothing about being, smiling on a camera, what to do. And every time you do a video, he's frowning. And I'm going, Travis, nobody's going to open this thing up. The second thing he did, which I caution people on, is where do you have your camera? He had his camera down low, shooting up, and he was shooting up in his nose. I mean, give me a break. So if you want them to open, what I like to do on mine, man, I'm waving. I got that from your crew. I'm waving. I'm doing something to get them to go, why is this guy waving at me? Because especially in our market where the new person that's never seen our BombBombs, they've never gotten this before, that one that's coming in for an appointment, you got to have some reason for them to open that up. So make sure you are smiling.
That's incredible advice. And I think the best part about it is that people get so hung up in trying to think about all the complicated elements of getting someone to play and getting someone to engage. But that's the most simple thing that you can do that is going to guarantee that people are going to interact with you. Because if you have a smiling, waving face, people are going to click on that because it's intriguing, and camera angle is absolutely something that's key in that process. So I want to talk a little bit about for you guys, including video, into your business is obviously beginning to make a real impact. What are some of the ways that you're beginning to think about how else you might be using videos? What are some of those kind of things that you're like, okay, this is kind of the next thing for us as we continue to think moving forward?
Well, we're on, we use all media ways. We're on TV, we're on radio. I have a radio show every week. I've never thought about doing video and have the radio together. That's a good point, tie that together. But we've got, we use a lot. We're on TV a lot. We're on the video. We're doing the radio show. I think what we're looking at maybe doing, and this is something that just came up basically before you and I went on live, and I heard you all there talking, and Zia and I are looking at this. Maybe we can start incorporating these videos when we do our annual reviews with people that can't get in to see us, that we can do them kind of like what we're doing right here, a live way of being able to use the BombBomb live with them looking at us and we talking back and forth. So I don't know. One of the things you'll find in our office, we kind of go, we're trying to stay ahead of the curve. If there's ways we can do things different, we're doing it. Maybe like sending out birthday notifications for people. We send out birthday cards to all our clients. Maybe we need to start doing a BombBomb birthday, where we're all singing happy birthday to people. That's a great idea, Zia. I'm glad you came up with that. So, I was going to say, I think birthdays and anniversaries, any sort of information you have on your clients of meaningful times of the year, always a great time. I've even seen some strategies where when you're leveraging print and video together, yes, holding up what it is that's going out in the mail on the screen reinforces the fact that you were intentional enough to send them something through the mail and send them a video. That double touch is just invaluable. And we've seen that tactic work really well on that side of things. So we're getting here towards the bottom half of the hour. We typically try to keep the BombCast at about half an hour. So if you have additional questions, thank you guys for everybody that has been asked questions. Make sure you drop them in before we sign off. The last thing I just kind of want to touch on, and then we do have our book giveaway. So we will be doing that here in just a moment. So everybody that's been watching, we've been doing a book giveaway with author Gary Vaynerchuk. And so we'll be doing that here in just a few moments. But David, I'm curious, kind of for you, what advice would you really give to people who are feeling hesitant about doing video? We were just talking before you started. You've only been using BombBomb for about, I think you said 18 months, only about a year and a half. So it's not that you've been doing this for a long time. You're relatively kind of new in the process. What advice would you give to people who are just getting started or just thinking about getting started with video? Well, let me say this. I don't even know. I hate to say this, but I don't even know what BombBomb cost because I know it's inexpensive. I don't want to say it's cheap because that makes it sound bad. But I will say this, it is the most inexpensive form of communication that we have with our clients. And here's what I would say to financial planners that are out there. If you've not tried this, why not? You're out there beating your head against the wall, doing seminars. You're out there trying on TV, do this, you're doing that. You might be spending $18,000 on seminars when you could incorporate the BombBomb into your practice. And what you're going to see is unbelievable referrals because of, not just because of the BombBomb, but everything else. We average between 200 to 275 referrals a year, and we've seen that number start to grow since we've been on BombBomb. Just try it. I mean, what's the worst thing can happen? You don't do it right, somebody laughs at you, who cares? It's all about that relationship. You know, I learned a long time ago a valuable lesson from a dear friend of mine. People don't care how much you know, they only want to know you care. So if you can contact your people, and on your BombBomb video, you smile, you wish them a happy birthday, you thank them for coming in. How many other people are doing that?
Right.
Very few. So try it.
Yeah, I love it. And I think that's the biggest thing. I can't tell you how many stories we've heard that reflect that same thing, that just by putting yourself out there and showing that you care, you're going to get more business done, because the majority of people aren't doing that. And especially in our current digital landscape, everybody's looking for someone that they know, like, and trust. And this is the best way of getting in front of somebody and giving them that when you can't be there face to face. So it doesn't matter if you're using BombBomb or however you're using video. Video is the key way to be doing that. So if you're just joining us on the BombCast, or you've been watching for a while, you'll know that we've been doing a series of giveaways of Gary Vaynerchuk's 5 books signed by the man himself. And today we're giving away our 3rd copy. If you want to be entered into the contest, head over to Instagram and like our page there. BombBomb HQ is our handle. And then sign up for the BombCast newsletter so that you're up to date with all the things that we're doing on the show week in and week out. And this week's winner is Leslie. I think it's Bakinski is the name. Hopefully I'm getting that right. So Leslie, if you're watching, congratulations. You're going to be getting the book in the mail. If you want to enter, go ahead and do it. Those 2 things again, head over to Instagram. We'll put all the information in the comments below. We have 2 more books to give away over the course of the next couple weeks. Last thing I want to say before I part our ways and have David say goodbye to everybody is next week, you're going to want to join us with Alex McFadden, who is our overall mortgage video influence winner. We run our video influencers both in real estate and mortgage. We just came out with the mortgage guide. Alex has some incredible tactics around personal branding strategies that elevated him above everybody else in the mortgage space is doing video. He's going to be coming on to talk about his tactics and strategies that you're going to be paying attention to. So with that said, David, thank you. Zara, thank you for being on. You guys brought some incredible value, some incredible content. Thank you for your time.
Glad to be here.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We'll see you guys next week.